Alright, this is something a bit different from the normal Bulbacast here, hopefully. If the video editors got it done in time, you'll actually be able to see something other than our avatars just sitting stone-facedly at the table.
Stoic.
With Golisopod staring into your soul.
I prefer to use the word stoic because it's cooler, but that's okay.
I'm done.
Right. With Smash Ultimate coming out, they announced that there was going to be a wave of new fighters, 5 to be exact. And today, we were going to argue amongst ourselves on who should take up those 5 slots. Now, this argument isn't about, who we think is going to make it, it's who we want to make it. So without further ado, let's start off with Hanzo.
Sure. So I've sort of mixed my suggestions between, actually serious and a little less serious, but more of a dream idea. Unfortunately, I was censored and was not allowed to suggest Pickle Rick.
Aww.
Even though he's the obvious number 1 choice.
Boo.
What is that?
But without further ado, I'll get started. And my first suggestion is one that I'm pretty sure she's going to get in. And that's Edelgard from Fire Emblem Three Houses, which is the new Fire Emblem game that's coming out supposedly spring of next year. It's looking like it'll probably be about May, based on the fact there is a Fire Emblem Expo in Tokyo that was just announced, I want to say yesterday. So people are speculating that that's sort of going to be the timeline for the Three Houses release. And I won't really go into too much depth about her moveset or possible moves beyond she's actually an axe user rather than a sword user for once. So she can use swords apparently in Three Houses, but my speculation is that they focus on she uses axes and magic. I'm hoping that that's going to be a good little bit for weapon diversity because all of our Fire Emblem characters in the past have used swords in some capacity.
Here's Eddie.
Yeah, it'd be cool to be a sword or axe user instead.
Yeah.
And following up off that, my second suggestion is also from Fire Emblem, but this is from Fire Emblem 7 or just Fire Emblem in the States. And any of you guys who know me at all know that not only has my name
Hector.
There you go, Hector.
I love Fire Emblem.
There you go. Hector has been my name.
I only know of Hector because of Hanzo.
Yeah. Hector is actually my current name, avatar, everything on the forums. Hector is my favorite Fire Emblem character by a pretty large margin. He's brash, he's bold, he's confident, but he's deeper than that. He's extremely loyal to his friends, and his bravery is something that is a huge part of what makes the cast of Fire Emblem 7 really go.
In other words, he's nothing like you.
Oh, ouch.
There you go, exactly. He really isn't, though. He really isn't, in a lot of ways. But,
I mean, you pretty much just described Ike, because, as you know, Ike fights for his friends.
That's right.
There you go. So a lot of people actually see Ike as sort of an evolution of Hector. Because Hector was one of the first characters in the Fire Emblem series to really sort of have that brash action lord, less compared to Marth, who is more of a thinking strategist. And as we know, we all know Marth's in the game. But Hector, like Edelgard, is an axe wielder. So that would provide some much-needed weapon diversity to the Fire Emblem series in terms of Smash representatives. That's 2 of 5. I'm going to switch gears a little bit. My next 3 suggestions, none of whom come from Nintendo-owned IPs at this point. So I'm suggesting 3 out of my 5 are actually going to be quote-unquote third-party. 2 from Square Enix and 1 from nobody really big. And leading into number 3, from Yacht Club Games Shovel Knight,
Woo!
I am suggesting Shovel Knight.
I wish.
Now, I know that he's made an assist trophy. I'm well aware, unfortunately. We did make these lists before the last big reveal with a lot of assist trophies and spirits and all that.
We've known Shovel Knight was an assist trophy for months.
I know, I made this list a long time ago.
Oh.
Okay.
He's been my most wanted DLC character for Smash literally since Bayonetta got into the game.
Same.
Back when we voted in the last Smash poll, the 2 characters I voted for were Bayonetta and Shovel Knight.
I would have voted for Shovel Knight and Sora if I had a Twitter back then.
So Shovel Knight, for those of you who don't know, is from the game Shovel Knight. It's a classic platformer made in sort of that 80s and 90s Mega Man style. It's very difficult, but also very fair. And Shovel Knight plays a lot like Mega Man in that you start off with just a simple weapon, that being a shovel, but as you go through the game, you pick up a lot of power-ups that really sort of open up both your jumping abilities and your weapon abilities. And it's a very highly regarded game, and it's one of Nintendo's sort of the indies that they sort of really started to finally embrace after all these years of not really embracing indies or smaller developers. So I think he'd be a great pick. And lastly, I'm going to get back to our roots a little bit. These are characters who haven't been seen in a game, in a release in 15 or 20 years. But I think Nintendo, with sort of the releases of NES Classic, SNES Classic, they're starting to remember a lot of these older games, sort of maybe forgotten about. So the first is no secret to a lot of our older Smash fans, and that would be Geno from Super Mario RPG. I don't really need to say much here. A lot of people have wanted Geno in the game for a long time. But until recently, it wasn't clear that Square Enix was going to sort of play ball with Smash. But with some of the recent games, it's possible now. Again, I know he's been made a spirit, but we've sort of talked about it, and we don't know what that means. We don't know if it's impossible to make a character or not. So I'm still going to keep him on the list. Moveset is pretty diverse in Super Mario RPG, so the space is open. And of course, Square Enix only has one rep currently, so there's a possibility for a second.
Yeah, he's got like that gun hand, doesn't he? And fire magic or whatever.
Yes, he does.
He'll be a Mega Man Echo.
Yeah, so there's a lot of options for moves for him. And like I think he can play very differently, especially if they sort of turned the gun hand into like a resource system. Similar to Robin. It could be something that could be unique. But last but not least for me is also from a Square Enix game, that being Cecil from Final Fantasy IV.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, throwback.
This is a real throwback. For those of you who don't know, Cecil Harvey is the main protagonist of Final Fantasy IV. And this came out...
My favorite game in the series.
I haven't played it.
It's one of my favorites too. It's either 4 or 6 for me.
4, 6, 7.
I highly recommend it. God, I can't remember exactly what the release date of 4 is, but it's got to be 20, 25 years old at this point.
It's like 91, 92 maybe? It's early SNES.
Something like that. So it's really early. So this is a real old game.
I'm going to look it up so we don't get
go.
any angry comments about a date.
There you go. While you look that up, I'll go into my brief pitch for Cecil.
91.
There you go. You were dead on. So it's 27 years ago. Jesus, now I feel old. I was 1 year old when this game came out. Who knew? And the reason I really fell in love with Cecil, obviously I didn't play it when it first came out. I was 1 year old, but I played it when I was sort of in high school. It's one of those cases where the game does an incredible job of tying the character's progress into the character's story. I don't want to spoil it too much, but there's a huge twist for Cecil early on in the game that completely changes how his character plays, but it makes sense from a character building and a plot standpoint. And that sort of could tie into his moveset, because it opens up a lot of abilities, his early game compared to his mid-game and late-game appearance and skills. So you could possibly have...
Well, let's just spoil the 27-year-old game. He completely changes his class halfway through the game.
No.
Son of a bitch.
Come on, Glik.
Oh my god, Glik, you spoiled everything!
I still want to play it.
You realize in the video I'm going to show both Paladin and Dark Knight Cecil as soon as you name him.
Oh no. Trolled.
Oh my god. Okay, alright. So, since Glik spoiled it, yes. Cecil starts out as a Dark Knight, and he transforms into a Paladin, and the reason for that is very sort of tied into the plot and his development as a character.
So you'd have some sort of, like, change mechanic. Sort of like a Zelda Sheik.
Exactly. And I think that could be something cool that would sort of tie into his character.
Or it could be like a Final Smash thing, like Samus and Zero Suit Samus.
Yeah.
See, it would be interesting, though, because it would kind of go almost in reverse. You're sort of turning from dark to light rather than the other way around, which I would like a lot. So, that's sort of my proposal. So I'll let you guys vote on them.
Right, so what are people feeling?
So how is this going to work? Are we just picking our favorite one, or are we ranking them?
Yeah, just go around, do a quick round of who everyone's favorite is first.
Ooh, that's going to be tough.
Yeah.
I really like Shovel Knight too.
Yeah.
Shovel Knight for me.
I think that might be my choice. I remember in the game he has a ton of different, I don't remember what they're called, relics maybe?
Yeah, relics.
Yes, they're called relics. Yep.
Those items that give him lots of special moves. There's like that ball and the sword that makes you fly horizontally through the air. There's just a ton of different variety in his special moves. I think that would be really cool to implement into Smash. So I think I would go with Shovel Knight.
Personally, I'm feeling Hector because a lot of Shovel Knight's sub-weapons are actually Castlevania sub-weapons, if you think about it.
True.
That's actually very true, now that you think about it.
The fireball is the knife. I think he has some...
The anchor is
axe.
the cross. The anchor is the cross.
Yeah, I think something else is the
Yeah,
cross.
sorry. Yeah, you're right.
And Hector over Edelgard because we don't know anything about her. We actually know something about Hector.
And Hector's the man.
Yes. He's also a lot heavier, so he'd be like a heavy, slow character, which I don't think there's enough of in Smash.
Agreed. Oh, yeah, definitely. He'd be even heavier than Ike, probably, which would be an interesting twist. Remind me, I have some good Hector art for your editors.
Yeah, I think that's... I would like Shovel Knight most of them, but what I think would be... what they would add would probably be a rep from Three Houses. So, yeah.
Well, this is about who we want, not who we think's going to make it.
Exactly.
I'm going with Shovel Knight.
Attaboy.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm also going with Shovel Knight.
Hey, I'd be happy if this vote was what Nintendo decided and Shovel Knight got in.
Oh, yes, please.
Listen to us, Nintendo. Shovel Knight's the man.
Very true.
That's 3 votes for Shovel Knight, so that is Hanzo's pick for DLC. Now we're moving on to TeaWest.
Woohoo! Hi, I'm T. I don't know if we did intros, but I'm TeaWest. So, hey guys, it's been a while. So, my list of 5. The first one, I wanted to pick something from the Mother series because that's one of my favorite series. Now we have Ness and Lucas, and they're kind of like clone characters already. So I wanted to pick something that was a little different. And in the first 2 games, there's this character called the Flying Man that kind of helps you out in battle.
Ugh, the Flying Man.
Ooh.
And he was in Smash on the 3DS. I don't know if he was on the Wii U or not.
I don't believe so.
He was in the 3DS game and was just kind of this fighter you could tag in to help you in his stage. I think it was Magic Hint or whatever.
He's a cheap bastard is what he is.
Yep.
So I think it'd be really cool to have something from the Mother series that's very different in play style. Probably would be a very physical brawler type character, but would have a lot of agility and good recovery in the air. I think that would be really interesting.
I like where you're going with that.
My next choice is from a Nintendo franchise that hasn't been in a Smash game yet, and it's kind of a series of hidden gems. There have been a few games in the series, but what I'm thinking of is the Chibi Robo series.
Oh.
So I think Chibi Robo should be a DLC character because, it doesn't have a lot of exposure. I don't know how many games there have been in the series as of now, but
I believe there's only 3.
yeah, and they've never been really popular. So maybe putting in Chibi Robo would help bring that franchise out and make it more well-known. I don't know what kind of attacks Chibi Robo would have, because it's kind of based on like plugging into certain things. So
Plugging in.
Yeah.
I mean, the options would be infinite based on that series. There's so many weapon attacks and everything.
I think it would be really cool and just a unique kind of character that's kind of quirky, kind of fun. I also wanted to put in something from F-Zero because that's another franchise that doesn't get a lot of love.
All right.
And so I was thinking about, who would be in F-Zero. It'd probably be someone similar to Captain Falcon, maybe an Echo Fighter or something like that. So I was thinking Samurai Goro.
Ooh, all right.
Interesting, like, he's got that... Doesn't he have, like, a samurai or something like that? Or a sword, rather?
Yeah, his assist trophy is him using a sword.
Yeah, and, he's got his car. I don't remember what it's called, to be honest, but I think that'd be really cool. And then, last but not least, I mean, let's have a serious conversation about Waluigi. I mean, it's been too long.
You can't have a serious conversation about Waluigi. You can't take him seriously.
True that.
It's time to have one, because the disrespect that has been paid towards him is enough. He needs to be in Smash, and
he deserves the disrespect.
He's got to bring the disrespect in Smash. That's what needs to happen.
But how? What are you gonna do? What's his play style like?
I don't know. They can figure it out.
Goofy.
Luigi flies horizontally through the air. They can figure it out.
Yeah.
I feel like they use his length, and he's like really lanky.
Lanky Kong.
Yeah, it's sort of that style with like really long arms, pretty decent reach.
He can stretch his arms out just for you.
Perfect. He does that like curb stomp too in the Wii version.
There you go.
Maybe it's the Wii U version when he's an assist trophy.
There you go.
Wii U.
Oh, is it Wii U?
And Ultimate version.
Yeah. So they can make it work. He's just got to be in there. It's time.
Well, technically
right.
he is in there.
Yes, but not as a fighter.
But not the way you want.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we all do.
All right. So those are my 5.
You named 4.
Did I name 4?
Flying Man, Goro, Chibi Robo, and Waluigi.
Yeah, you did.
Oh. I thought I just did. Well, I said I had 4.
Well, all right. Okay.
5th character. Let's go with.
You don't have to name 5 unless you got one.
I don't have a 5th one.
All right, we're good.
I'm fired from the podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. I'm just gonna vote because the answer was obvious. As interesting as Samurai Goro would be, and I like the choice of Flying Man. Obviously, I gotta vote for Wah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also have to go for the Wah.
See, you gotta love him.
He just deserves some love from anyone.
He sure does. Considering the only game where he's been like a primary character was the DDR game, which apparently is not exactly the most well-known game, shockingly. I can't even remember what the name is. I only saw someone play it on stream one time, and he's the main villain in that game.
I believe it's called Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix.
Yeah, it is.
That sounds right. And he was an awesome villain in that game because it was hysterical. So we gotta have more Waluigi in our lives.
Oh, a moveset for Waluigi is just him dancing around using the tennis racket because that's his only 2 main appearances. Like, yeah.
I'm in.
Everybody would love him.
Hey, he's in Mario Party.
I'm gonna go for Waluigi just because wah.
You all disgust me.
Just give the Wah some love, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Come on.
Well, I don't have much of a choice. It's 3 against 1.
What would your choice be?
Yeah, who is going to be your pick?
I think Chibi Robo would actually be pretty interesting.
I do too.
Because if I remember correctly, he has like different attachments. Doesn't he have like a vacuum cleaner attachment? Like some flashlight thing?
Yeah, it's like there's a ton of options. Oh, I agree he'd be interesting, but wow.
Chibi Robo sucks up the competition.
Can I throw in a 5th character? Because I thought of a 5th character that I'd like to throw in there.
Sure.
Yes, throw in a 5th character that we're not going to choose.
So this is gonna be my non-Nintendo franchise pick, but it's a 2D platformer. It's a series I love. I want to see Shantae in Smash.
Oh,
same.
She's got all those cool transformations. She's got the hair whipping, and in the last game, Half Genie Hero, she can turn into all kinds of different animals, like an elephant and a mouse. And
I think she's been able to do that since the first game.
Nah. Well, I think it depends on the game.
Well, they're different animals.
I've played the one on 3DS, Pirate's Curse. She can't transform in that, I don't think. But yeah, that's my 5th choice kind of at the last minute.
yeah, I'm gonna stick with the Wah.
I think I'm gonna go with Shantae then.
Oh.
I'm switching to Shantae too.
Oh.
So, sudden upset.
Dang. Okay.
Sudden upset.
Oh,
Shantae's great, so...
okay.
Once again, Waluigi gets viciously disrespected at the last minute.
Wah.
That's so true.
Wah.
It never ends.
So it looks like so far we've got a DLC of Shovel Knight and Shantae, which I'm down for.
That's pretty cool.
Let's stick with this theme and only go with characters that start with an S.
Yeah.
Well, what do you have, Chef?
I mean, it depends what the rest of you got for us, but we'll see.
Well, let's immediately start off with one that starts off with an S. Slime from Dragon Quest.
Okay, I'm. You've got me intrigued.
That could work. We have Piranha Plant.
Exactly. So why not go with one of the most iconic enemies from gaming?
In JRPG history, yeah.
Exactly. Like, the slime, just his goofy little face, is for me enough reason to ask him to be in here.
Akira Toriyama draws really good goofy faces.
I agree. I think it should be a lot more palatable if Piranha Plant wasn't in the game.
Yeah.
I like slime, don't get me wrong, but like having two joke characters like that, then again, the cast is like a ridiculously large cast, so maybe there is room for two joke characters.
I mean, my problem with Dragon Quest is that the composer for the series is a jerk.
Yes, we know.
Well, not everyone knows, not the people listening to it. They might not know.
That's
but
fair.
The composer for the series is a jerk, and he refuses to let, orchestral mixes of the music from Dragon Quest XI be released outside of Japan because he is a jerk.
What would Slime's attacks be? He just kind of runs at you and hits you, right? Does he have any other attacks? I know there's a bunch of them, but
Sliming on things.
What about those Rocket Slime games?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
There's like hundreds of variants. I'm sure they could pull something out of them.
There's like one that's kind of metallic looking, and there's like a big slime. There's one with a crown on his head. I mean, there's a bunch of different.
Yeah, I'm sure they can get something like.
Yeah, there are a lot of different slimes, so you could just draw from all those different slimes for their moves.
Metal Slime could be a recovery because it just flies in the opposite direction of whatever character is nearest to it.
Oh, that could be so amazing.
Wouldn't it just fly off the screen then and die?
That's true.
Maybe.
Possibly. But if you can use it correctly while recovering, it could be so powerful to actually get back.
That's very true, yeah.
Yeah, like you wouldn't go indefinitely, you just go in a certain direction for a little bit.
And Final Smash could be the King Slime.
Yeah.
It just like drops on the screen Snorlax style and just...
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I love it.
So, Slime for Dragon Quest, make it happen, please.
If that doesn't happen, what are your other choices?
Well, one of my other choices, we are a Pokemon forum after all.
Same.
I want to see a Pokemon from Generation 8. We don't know anything about it yet. We have no information, nothing at all.
What is this Pokemon you speak of?
Well, you see, it's this ripoff of Digimon.
I just want it to happen.
Oh, okay, alright.
Oh, yeah.
I tell you, if the grass starter is Grass Dark, it is going to be DLC for Smash Ultimate.
Put Wormon in. Put Wormon in Smash.
Please.
If it is a starter and it is a dark type, it is guaranteed.
Yeah, I mean, I can't vote for it just because we know nothing about it. It's not a bad pick by any means. We don't know anything about them at all.
Yeah. They should put a Digimon in instead.
Yeah.
I'm in.
I mean, Bandai Namco, but I guess you could argue Agumon originated in video game because the virtual pets arguably qualify as video games.
Forget it. Let's just get a Tamagotchi.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Oh, yes, please.
Alright. Show characters, woo!
Well, okay. So till now, Slime and just a Pokemon from Generation 8. Let's,
That's not
yeah.
big.
I mean, what better choice, right?
A Pokemon. I'm sorry. I just like the way you said that. Just a Pokemon. Just put one in there.
Better than Zero Aura.
I'm sorry, Chef. I don't mean to, run you over while you're trying to do your list.
Oh, no. No, I can't talk anymore. But my next one is Tails from Sonic. We have Sonic. Shadow, sadly, an assist trophy. But Tails,
Okay.
I think he doesn't get enough love.
I mean, to be fair to Shadow, making him just an echo of Sonic would be kind of a disservice to the character since he has all those chaos powers and shit.
Yeah, he's got all those guns, too.
And
Exactly.
and a motorcycle.
Motorcycle.
Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?
I'm in on Tails. Tails is iconic. He's been around forever.
Yeah, I like that choice.
Give the poor kid a break.
Same.
Yeah. Sonic is one of the most recognizable franchises. And we only have one playable character? How did that happen?
Well, Sega wanted too much money, that's how it happened.
Stop it with your making sense, Glik.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
No, Sakurai was too busy making Echo Fighters.
They had to focus on making all the great Sonic games that we've had the pleasure of playing in the last 5 years.
20 years.
Yeah. But one thing, if we don't get Tails from Sonic, please give us the OC from Sonic. Just
The Avatar.
something, a weird amalgamation.
Wait, what do you mean? The one from Sonic Forces?
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Have it be like the Miiverse stage where it just populates the background with various OCs.
50 copies of him in the background.
And they're all just clones of Cold Steel.
Yes, please.
Oh, that sounds like a nightmare.
Alright, do you have another real suggestion?
Oh
Please,
my
make
God.
it happen. That would be hilarious. Yes. I have two more suggestions, and both of them are fairly serious. I will start off with one that I know has been requested a lot. Bandana Waddle-Dee
Yeah.
from the Kirby series.
Yeah, he sure has been.
Yeah. The fourth playable character in, well, a lot of Kirby games. He is basically just as well-known,
Iconic.
iconic as Meta Knight and King Dedede from the series. He has actually more appearances than Meta Knight in the series.
And unlike King Dedede, he doesn't need a monster to club that there Kirby.
Yeah. And I mean, before the last Direct, a lot of people were saying, yeah, no, Bandana Waddle-Dee won't get in because, well, it's just a Waddle-Dee with a bandana.
And a spear.
Well, the Piranha Plant is just a Piranha Plant with feet.
Yeah.
And Bandana D is more of a character.
Piranha Plant's in a pot, it doesn't have feet. Argument wrong. Your argument isn't valid.
Exactly.
It does have feet. Like the feet poke through the pot.
Actually, it does have feet.
It's a pot full of cement. It can't have feet.
Like the feet roots poke through the bottom of the pot.
Yeah, it can run, and yeah, it's weird.
Would have been funnier if it just hopped around.
Wouldn't it be funny if it didn't have feet and you just, like, couldn't move? And it just drops in the field and you just have to sit there?
Well, it'd be the best character in the game, because how would you knock it off the stage if it can't move?
Yeah, you just have to, like, try to bite at people.
Well, you can't move yourself, but others can move you. Yeah. Just by moving its body, it would have to move around.
So if everyone picks Piranha Plant, there's no winner.
Like Wobbuffet. Everyone picks Wobbuffet before Struggle got fixed. And Shadow Tag got nerfed.
Quickest ban in the history of Smash meta.
I would play that.
I would too. It would be terrible.
But okay, then my last submission would be Professor Layton from the Professor Layton series.
Okay.
A gentleman who likes to solve puzzles
But can still throw down.
and actually has skill with a sword.
There's sword fighting in those games?
Interesting.
In, I believe, now I have to say this correctly, Pandora's Box. At the end, he fights, he crosses swords with the big bad of the game.
Oh, another sword user.
And it's basically like a Devil May Cry scene. Like, the action is just insane. And the combo system's pretty impressive.
Wow.
He doesn't like sword fights like just like Marth or something. He fences. He fights with
Panache.
a lot of grace. And if he doesn't use a sword, he could, well, use,
Puzzles.
I don't know, throw Pandora's box at someone, or use the monster from the Curious Village. I forgot its name. There are so many tiny things that I would love to see represented in a Professor Layton character that I think would fit really well. And I mean, if they can get Phoenix right in what game was it again? Marvel vs. Capcom?
3.
Yeah, yep.
Yep. Then please get Professor Layton in this.
Alright, so what are we feeling?
Tails.
That was quick.
I'm gonna go with the slime.
That was fast.
I'm gonna go with, Tails.
I'm feeling slime too.
Ooh,
Uh-oh.
alright.
Now what do we do?
We have a tie.
Well, Chef, which one do you want the most?
Yeah, you break the tie for us.
Oh.
You have to pick, though, between slime and tails.
Oh. Character-wise Tails, but to see what Sakurai would do would be slime. Just to see how he would form slime, and I think I'm gonna have to go with Tails anyways. So I like him more as a character than
Alright.
slime.
I'm okay with that.
I like Tails, yeah.
So, yeah.
I will believe in myself.
Was Tails sing that song?
That's his theme song in Sonic Adventure.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, that's got to be in there then. He sings it when he comes in the battlefield.
It'll be a track for the Green Hill Zone.
Well, he never sang it, but,
Well, he should.
I agree, he should.
Yeah.
And Tails does have the letter S in it, so the theme continues.
Yeah.
It doesn't start with S, come on.
Okay, yeah.
It's Tails. That's his real name.
Damn it, I forgot that rule. I should have gone with slime.
Alright, so far we have Shovel Knight, Shantae, and Tails. Let's see who's going to be our fourth fighter. Guzma?
Well, I'm gonna start with a Sonic character. I hate that hedgehog!
Dr.
Oh, of course.
Is that Charmy the Bee?
Charmy the Bee.
Yes, Dr. Eggman, or Dr. Ivo Robotnik. But yeah, Eggman is probably my favorite character in the series. He's the most consistently entertaining part of the series, and he could probably function kind of like Bowser Jr., but bigger and with different devices. Yeah.
I like it. He's got like a bunch of mechanical inventions that he could use.
As long as one of his taunts is snooping as usual, I see.
Snooping as usual, I see.
And his final smash could be summoning forth Metal Sonic, for example.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's always worked so well for him.
I mean, it won't kill Sonic, but...
Or he could summon, like, the Egg Viper from Sonic Adventure. You know, that machine he used at the end of Sonic's story.
Why wouldn't he just use the giant space battalion thingy?
I think it should just be Sonic 06.
Yeah. Or he has the Death Egg blast everyone.
Yeah.
There you go.
My next suggestion is another Sega character, but one that not a lot of people remember. Beat from Jet Set Radio.
That works.
Ooh.
Ah, there you go.
Okay.
I've never played Jet Set Radio, but I feel that it would be a good game for someone named Guzma to suggest because of the street art theme and the hip-hop music. And because, let's face it, we have one a character who uses paint to fight, the Inkling, so why not have someone who uses spray paint to fight?
I like it.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Ryo from Shenmue when you said Sega character, which would be cool.
That would also be a great pick, but...
My next suggestion, it was kind of a I had to choose between two Namco representatives, and while I like Klonoa more, I think Cosmos has more of a chance of getting in.
Who's that?
From Xenosaga, the robot girl.
Oh, I've never played that.
Yeah, no one has.
And, well, I've never played it, but she was in Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
I haven't played that either.
And that's the only time I've experienced her, but she has, like, energy swords and all sorts of guns and shit, and could be pretty interesting.
Alright, I'm gonna look her up.
Everyone goes to Google her.
My, next suggestion is a pipe dream.
Oh, she's cute.
Banjo Kazooie.
Oh, she's on the cover of those PlayStation 2 games.
Yes, the PlayStation 2 games called
Yeah.
Saga.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, sorry. We've moved on. Okay.
But yes, my next suggestion is Banjo Kazooie, because, hey, I mean, Vergaben, or whatever his name is, has been right about everything else so far, so we're probably going to see a certain someone from a Microsoft game, but it's not going to be Banjo.
It's Master Chief, right?
Master Chief.
Steve.
And I'd rather have Banjo Kazooie, because while Minecraft is a fun game, I don't think Steve would really fit in as well as Banjo Kazooie, and Banjo Kazooie are more famous for being on Nintendo than on Microsoft.
Yeah, true.
And last, but certainly not least, is Sora, who is my most wanted character. Because, unlike most sword users, he'd actually have a lot more to do with, his sword.
He's got a key sword, so it's different.
Except it's not just a key sword, it also, as you can see in Kingdom Hearts 3, change into other weapons, like battle yo-yos, punching claws, a bazooka, a spear.
Yeah, but is KH3 ever going to come out?
That's the real question.
Yeah, it's only been delayed once.
Hey, Versus 13 came out, so...
That's true.
Yeah. And, Sora basically... And people who say Sora can't get in because he's too tied to Disney, said that at a Kingdom Hearts event, the vice president of Disney Japan told a Kingdom Hearts fan that that Disney would love to see Sora in Kingdom Hearts as long as Nomura says it's okay. And the thing is, Sora doesn't need the Disney elements to be in the game. He doesn't need Donald and Goofy in his final smash.
Well, Donald would be useless anyway. He'd get knocked out immediately.
True. But he could,
Gorge.
I don't know, summon Meow Wow, the Dream Eater from Dream Drop Distance, which is my second favorite game in the series entirely because of the Dream Eaters, and have it just bounce all over the screen and crush everyone in its giant form.
Or our Final Fantasy friend could make a cameo.
Or Roxas maybe could join.
Yeah, Roxas could be an Echo.
I mean, yeah. I'll say on stream what everyone has said, or I've said mostly in the past to you when this has come up, is that if we get Kingdom Hearts 3 on the Switch, we're getting Sora. They're a package deal.
I mean, to be fair, Sora has a history on Nintendo.
Sure.
358/2, which he was in. He wasn't the main protagonist, but 3 of the games in which he was the main protagonist, what was it? Chain of Memories, Recoded, and Dream Drop Distance were all on Nintendo consoles.
It all suck.
Quiet Glik.
Sure, but I mean, at the end of the day, if they're not getting KH3, they're not going to promote someone else's. They're not going to promote someone else's big release. It's just not going to happen.
I mean, I do think that Cloud, we had no indication he'd ever be on Nintendo when he was put in, and it was because Nomura or Sakurai wanted him in, and if Nomura wants Sora in, and it said that he offered other characters to Sakurai in addition to Cloud.
Yeah, but there wasn't an FF7 release coming out around. I think it would be just too close.
Well, there was. We knew about the remake being made, even though we don't know if it'll ever come out. It has become the new...
That's what I mean. It's not like it's got a release date. It didn't even at that point. So I think it's a little different.
I mean, and Snake, they put him and elements from Metal Gear Solid 4 in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, partly to advertise his Metal Gear Solid 4, and Metal Gear Solid 4 has never been on a Nintendo console.
The timing is just too close, though, to an actual release, though.
I mean, hold on. Metal Gear Solid 4 was released in
I want to say 08 or something.
Yeah, it was released only a few months after Brawl.
Does it use elements from 4?
No.
Yeah, like the Gecko Metal Gears, those ones that jump around and have the weird legs.
And they moo at you.
Yeah, and basically, so yeah, there's really no reason Sora can't get in.
Because, like, I'm going through his old costumes. I don't remember, like, the old Snake from 4 in there.
I feel like it's mostly Metal Gear Solid 2, though.
Yeah.
And the first one with the stage he was on. That was like Shadow Moses, wasn't it?
And especially because it's not Old Snake either.
I mean, to be fair, but yeah, they did include Snake to advertise, partially to advertise 4.
Oh, well.
I don't know. It would have been more closely tied to the 4th game.
I mean, there's more to mine from the previous Kingdom Hearts games anyway.
Who knows?
All right, let's vote.
Wait, did you go through all of yours?
Yes.
Yeah, it was 5.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, I want Beat. Not because the actual character. I just want a Jet Set Radio representative for the music alone.
I was about to say for the stage and the music alone. I'm also voting for Beat.
Oh, is it really good?
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, it's amazing.
Okay. I was going to say Dr. Robotnik just because I think he'd be really cool as a character, but I don't know how I feel about having 2 Sonic characters as DLC. But I'll go with wait, is it Robotnik now or Eggman? I can never remember what his name.
Eggman.
It's Eggman now, yeah.
All right, Eggman.
His name is Dr. Ivo Robotnik, and his nickname is Eggman.
Dr. Ivo Robotnik.
Oh, so it's okay. All right, so I wasn't that far off. Yeah, I'll go with Eggman.
I'm also gonna go with Eggman.
Another tie.
So now Goose gets to choose between Eggman and Beat.
I'm gonna say Eggman just because of him, everything he says being hilarious.
True.
So far, it's been Independence and Sonic.
We've got a Sonic-heavy roster. All right.
Independence and Sonic. Yeah, you're right.
Sonic deserves some love.
Yeah.
And also entirely third-party.
Sonic deserves to be in good games.
Yes, because he's certainly not going to get them from Sega.
Yes.
That's amen. Yeah, amen to that.
I mean, Sonic Mania was really good.
Well, yeah, because that's not made by Sega.
True.
All right, let's keep moving.
For Sega.
All right, it's my turn, I believe. Yes?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Although the Sonic comics are really good.
Ugh.
Well, they are now. They've been
All
good
right.
ever since
Okay.
Ian Flynn took over.
Well, I will continue the third-party marathon with suggesting further third-party characters. One of the companies that hasn't been represented in Smash at all, and one of the legendary Japanese studios is SNK.
Okay. I like where this is going.
I can see that.
SNK has a ginormous, what do you call it?
Backlog library.
You're talking about Mai Shiranui, aren't you?
No.
Because she's got enormous...
She does have enormous...
Oh boy.
But they made
I was talking about...
Significance to the fighting genre.
Yes.
There you go.
But that's like all they make is fighting games,
Well, yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
And
Oh, no. SNK has a massive history.
I know they'd make more stuff than that, but
Back in the NES days, they had like one game for every genre that there was. It's insane.
and then it was fighting games
Well, yes, now it's only
Forever.
fighting games because
and Metal Slug.
Yeah.
after all their financial collapse and falling into
Yep.
the pachinko
Yep.
mines.
Rip.
Go fine. All right, Glik, who are you going with?
Yeah, I'm excited. Who is it?
One of their more iconic IPs is Metal Slug.
I love Metal Slug.
Ooh.
Metal Slug is a side-scrolling shoot 'em up. You get several power-ups as you go. You're fighting generic Nazi analogs, except this time they're Canadian.
Oh no.
Are they really Canadian?
Yes, they are Canadian.
Wow. I don't know what to think about that.
Probably the only evil Canadians in all of video games.
In all of history.
Yeah, right.
So you have your 4 main roster, pretty much. They change a couple of them every other game or so, but your main 4 are Marco, Tarma, Fio, and Eri. And you also have a bunch of different gun power-ups. Got the heavy machine gun.
Heavy machine gun.
got the Rocket Launcher. And you also have the titular Metal Slugs, which are these weird vehicles. There's a tank, there's a jumping robot thing, there's an ostrich.
There's a jet.
Is there a jet?
Yeah, there's a jet.
Metal Slug is weird.
Yes, Metal Slug is very weird. It's also very beautiful. It has some of the best sprite art in video games ever. So I'm thinking...
Yeah?
So I'm thinking we've got these 4 characters. They can make it 8 if they want to like fill up all the alternates like the Koopa Kids or whatever. But people really only care about the first 4.
Oh, I see what you're doing. I like that. I actually really like that. And it actually works, too. You give them each one alternate costume, and that's your 8.
Yeah. Easy peasy.
Cool.
Yeah.
You also have the various weapons you can work into the moveset. Got a laser gun, got a flamethrower.
They have a knife and grenades.
Yeah.
And Nintendo would be very happy with just having them in, because they can make 4 different amiibos.
Oh, yeah.
I would
There
buy
you go.
them. I love Metal Slug.
Yeah, I know, right? I do, too.
I have the anthology collection on PS2. It's great.
And I think all of the main Metal Slugs are actually available on the Switch right now.
Oh yeah, SNK brought a bunch of their stuff over.
They did. They brought a ton of stuff over.
Funnily, they brought Metal Slug 2 and Metal Slug X, which are actually the same game.
They're the same game.
X is just a fixed version.
Yeah.
That's actually great.
Yeah.
But what if you don't want a fixed version?
No, you want the fixed version.
You want the fixed version.
Moving on, my next third-party representative is actually another Sega representative. But it is not the one you're thinking of.
Sega.
It's not Charmy the Bee, is it?
No, because Sega owns the company
Atlas.
Atlas,
Called
who
it.
are well known for the Shin Megami Tensei series.
Okay.
I prefer Etrian Odyssey, personally.
I don't know anything about those games except that you have to get like a pen and paper map to beat them, and that sounds like a hassle.
It's on the touch screen of the DS.
Yeah, they did a little better on the DS version, yeah.
Right. Well, the Shin Megami Tensei series, if you're not familiar with it, it operates on a very novel idea. You see, you fight these monsters, and you actually have to befriend them so that they fight for you.
Oh.
Yes.
a
So, bit like that game called Pocket Monsters, I believe. Pokemon.
Oh,
Pocket
yeah.
Monster.
Well, Pac-Man, as my mom said.
Yeah.
Pokemins. Pokeminch.
Right. Well, the monsters are really the only thing that tie the SMT games together. They usually have completely different casts every iteration, and your main character is usually really, really boring. So the playable character would have to be one of the demons, the monsters from the games.
Why not Aegis?
Because Persona series isn't on Nintendo.
Oh.
It's also not the mascot for Atlas, which is Jack Frost.
Oh.
Yeah. Hi-ho!
Yes. So you get this funny little snowman thing, get a bunch of ice-based powers. Like, we have the ice climbers, but they only really have the one move that has anything to do with ice. So make a whole character around it.
I like it.
Ice to see you. Do you know what killed the dinosaurs?
Is this
The Ice Age.
It sure is. It is exactly what you think it is.
Mighty Number 9? Is that no? That was a girl that said, but they said a similar pun to that.
No. That's Arnold from that terrible Batman movie. You're gonna edit Arnold in, right, editor?
Arnold.
I don't know, we're probably already courting
Get to the chopper.
copyright strike. Probably don't want to introduce Warner Bros. into this.
Yeah.
That's true.
Especially with Article 13 in the EU.
Well, the EU is dumb.
EU is PU.
Hey!
Okay, let's get back on track, guys.
Let's avoid that conversation.
This isn't the Politicast.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
True.
And my final suggestion actually is a Nintendo character. Or rather,
Whoa.
rather it's a Nintendo console.
I didn't think we were allowed to name Nintendo characters.
Yeah, this is... I don't like how out of left field this is.
Wait, you only did... Wait, how many have you said already?
I only have 3.
Yeah. You said that
Oh.
you want a Nintendo console. Are you going to introduce Labo?
The what?
The Labo. That's a character.
No, Labo would be better suited as a stage.
That's actually true.
No, what I want the Virtual Boy.
What?
Oh.
Wow.
What?
That's great.
The oft-forgotten, weird foray into VR that was the Virtual Boy. There were only 22 games made for the Virtual Boy, and only 5 of them had anything to do with Nintendo. So, like Duck Hunt, how he actually mashes 3 or 4 different games together for his moveset, you'd have to...
Or Mr. Game & Watch, Pac-Man kind of do the same thing.
Right. You'd have to shove a couple of them together. So your main, character that you normally control would be a character from the game Teleroboxer, which is a game where you are a robot boxer.
Okay.
Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
I like where this is going.
Right.
Yeah.
So he has a basic boxer-like moveset for his A-button attacks and so on, so forth. Then one of his special attacks pops up another character, like the Wild Gunman for Duck Hunt. So you pop up Nestor, the mascot for the Nintendo Power magazine.
That's a deep cut.
Yes, but will he do a JoJo pose to do it?
Probably not, because he...
Like the dog?
Not, because Nestor was in the game Nestor's Funky Bowling on the Virtual Boy, so he's just going to roll a bowling ball, I guess.
I mean, the robot going to do a JoJo pose?
I suppose it could.
I think it should. Style points.
I think it should.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, Incineroar's posing after every move, so why not the robot?
I'm pretty disappointed that nobody suggested Dante from Devil May Cry. Just to throw that out there.
Hey, there's always time.
There's always time.
I was thinking about it, but it was too obvious for me.
Too Mimi.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, well...
I mean, Gino is also Mimi.
Hey.
Waluigi's like the king of memes, so...
Yes,
That's
he is.
true. That's true.
Yes.
Is that your full list, Glik, or are we still...
Pretty much just, throw out the other Nintendo Virtual Boy games that they could possibly do.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Well, I love it. I'm going to vote for the Virtual Boy.
Yeah, me too.
I'm voting for Metal Slug. I just like the idea.
Oh, I forgot about Metal Slug. I'm changing my vote to Metal Slug. Sorry, Virtual Boy. I have to vote for something that is...
I'll vote for Metal Slug.
Yeah,
I'll vote for Metal Slug because Fio is kind of cute.
they all are. So that kind of ties in my original one that I was going to push at some point, but I lost it in the list, was I originally wanted the cast of Bravely Default in a similar way.
Oh,
So I definitely like
yes.
the idea of having the multiple characters because I think it's a good balance between inflating the roster but also giving the fans what they want. And I feel like getting a really old classic rep like that would be awesome, so I'm voting for Metal Slug.
Alright, so that's 3 for Metal Slug?
Yeah, there's 3 for Metal Slug. 1 for the Virtual Boy.
Darn.
Sticking with your guns. I like it.
I like it.
I'm sticking with my guns in Metal Slug. I don't know. It's my machine.
There you go.
What if I suggest Dante at the last second?
I'm sticking with Fio's guns.
I like that our DLC characters are outside of Nintendo, though, because I think that's more fitting for DLC.
Yeah, but you know that Nintendo's gonna choose the DLC, right? Or chose the DLC.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that none of the obvious options that Nintendo's are probably going to pick out of the ones we selected are actually one.
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
I'm surprised no one brought up Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden.
I seriously thought about it.
Well, that was planned, but someone didn't show up today.
Uh-oh.
And that's actually why I didn't bring it up either, because it was on that person's list. So I took it off mine.
Yes. So does anybody want to just do a quick 6th round for the person who didn't make it?
I'm fine with that.
Sure, why
Yeah.
not?
Alright. So his list was Ryu Hayabusa from the Ninja Gaiden series, Billy and Jimmy Lee from Devil Dragon,
Ooh,
Oh, okay.
That's a good one.
I like that.
and Kunio-kun from the Kunio-kun series, which over here is translated as the River City series.
You can probably tell the relative age of this person based on the games they chose.
Like River City Rampage?
Yes,
Yeah.
the main
Yep.
character from that.
I'm all in on this.
Okay.
This is a tough one to vote on for me.
I'm going to go with Bimmy and Jimmy because they're the two that I know the most about.
I gotta go with Ryu. Ninja Gaiden's like one of my favorite series, so I gotta go with Ryu.
I don't think I have a vote on this, because I don't know them. I have not played any of them.
I'll go with Ryu because he's the only one I know. I mean, I know the Double Dragon guys, but
Okay.
You guys need to play good games.
I know, right? Kids these days.
Millennials, am I right?
I know, right? They're killing all my favorite industries.
Yes, towards the 2 millennium.
I think we're all millennials here, so.
No, we 3 are the millennials. Cheff and Guzma are not.
technically.
That's right. They're like the one below. No, you're below it. You're the next one, I think.
I'm a millennial.
You're below it.
No, millennials were born in the early 90s. I'm a millennial. I was born in 92.
Oh, so you just have bad taste.
I mean, to be fair, at least I didn't suggest another Fire Emblem character.
Whoa!
Whoa.
And on that note, kids.
All right.
Let's wrap it up.
So the sixth.
And at least I didn't suggest Gino.
Whoa! Oh boy, the comments on this video are going to be great, I'm sure. Anyone listens to the end.
I mean, I do think Gino would be cool. Like, it's just some of his fans are jerks, but there's a lot of cool Gino fans. I just had a lot of bad experiences.
I mean, I think that's a problem with every character we've named, except for like the really obscure one, like M-Base's Hulk.
Yeah, I don't think there are many Toxic Beat fans.
Hey, ain't no toxic Virtual Boy fans. Because there aren't any Virtual Boy
Because it has
fans.
no fans.
Virtual Boy has fans.
Okay, so honestly, I feel pretty good about this list. I think it's kind of weird we don't have a single Nintendo character on the list, but
Oh wow.
beyond that,
Yeah, there's like
Beyond that,
there's like 69 of those. They're good.
Yeah.
that's true. And nice, by the way. I just think it's a good list. We definitely have a good balance of like newer characters along with like our older, more iconic characters. So I think we did a pretty good job here too.
Right. Lightning round. Suggest an assist trophy.
Oh, assist trophy. Those don't exist anymore.
Yes, they do. Regular trophies don't exist.
Yeah, trophies don't. Yeah, I
Regular trophies don't
heard
exist.
assist but didn't process assist.
Suggested assist trophy. Anybody like a generic Guitar Hero character from Guitar Hero?
Ooh,
Oh yeah.
the lightning bolts.
Lightning Bolt.
Crash
Nice.
Crash Bandicoot. Aww.
I'm going to go with the main character from that Sushi Striker game that came out a couple months ago.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. All right.
I'm gonna go with one of the Gungeoneers from Enter the Gungeon.
Ooh, all right.
I'm gonna go with King Hippo from the Punch Out series.
Nice.
Oh,
Good one.
I think he would be a fighter, honestly.
well, he's a boxer.
Well, the list closed. We got all our fighters.
That's true. All right. I like that list, too. That's a good list.
True.
All right, so thank you for joining us for this argument of what is this? An hour long that we've been arguing.
Yeah.
An hour.
Yeah, about 55 minutes, yeah. Remember, vote Hector for Smash.
Yes.
Don't promote yourself.
Come on, I'd be awesome in it.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us.
See you guys.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.
See ya.
Yes, do all the things.